Okay, so hopefully everyone can see that. So I would, yes, so I've just been introduced. I'm the director of MDMC, and I want to really just go through a bit of background and describe what the centre is about, what we will be planning to achieve with the funding that we have. Now, one thing you can see at the bottom there, there's 4 universities involved in the centre. The centre's got its sort of locus at Heriot, if you like, because that's where the facilities are, but also have very important input from the 3 other universities involved, and you'll hear descriptions of their relevant research this morning as well. So it's very much a 4-university centre spread across Scotland. Sorry, I seem to have a problem with my, okay. Apologies, yeah, for that. Just slight problem with my mouse. Yeah, so giving a bit of background then to MDMC. We were funded through the Advancing Manufacturing Challenge Fund. So this is funding that comes from ERDF, European Regional Development Fund. And this scheme was set up by Scottish Government, managed by Scottish Enterprise, to support Scottish SMEs in manufacturing. So this was a sort of general call for manufacturing. So we decided that the area that we really wanted to support was manufacturing of medical devices. So we put in a proposal based on that. We were one of about 30 proposals, 12 of which were awarded funding. So, and we started on the 1st of April, we run through to 31st December 2022, and we were very grateful for the 1.6 million we've been awarded from the ERDF, and also Heriot Water has put in a significant cash match. A lot of this comes from the Edinburgh City deal, but also there's very important in-kind funding from Heriot Water and the other 3 universities that are involved. So the background to our proposal was really considering the unmet need for Scotland in terms of medical devices, where there are drivers in terms of healthcare clearly, but there's also commercial drivers. So healthcare requires cost-effective solutions. Medical devices, there's a lot of new medical devices being developed. These can provide these solutions. And Scotland's in a very good place for this because we have a strong history of engagement between engineering and medicine within Scotland. The commercial drivers are also strong because we're not just looking at a Scottish market here, we're looking at developing products in Scotland which are then sold throughout the world. And of course, there's the worldwide demand is increasing significantly. And in fact, Scotland's medtech industry has a very good track record, a growth rate of 8% per annum over recent years. And there's currently more than 250 companies and 9,000 employees in Scotland in this sector. So it's an important sector for Scotland, a growing sector for Scotland, but there are challenges, and those challenges are around manufacturing techniques, around regulation, etc. And this is really where we come in to help companies meet those challenges. So just quickly, our vision and mission. So our overall vision is to create a world-leading centre for medical device development and manufacturing. Now, we're not going to fully achieve that with this initial funding from AMCF. We see the AMCF funding as being part of the journey to create this world-leading centre, but a very, very important part of that. And it will enable us to directly support companies. And what we will do is or currently are doing, is to provide expert engineering and regulatory advice, but couple that with access to state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities. So it's giving small and medium-sized companies, giving them the advice, giving them the experience that they need in terms of manufacturing medical devices to help them translate their concepts about medical devices through to small batch commercial prototypes. So just a little bit more focusing on the centre, I would say the core of the centre is really this part here, the technologists, the facility and business development. I'll describe this a little bit more just in a minute. But also equally important is the academic expertise that underpins this. We have a wide range of academics and other researchers who their research is very directly relevant to what we do in the center, and we're pulling on that expertise to help companies. Some of these people are involved in the management, as has already been described, and then we're very fortunate to have an excellent external advisory group with experience in lots of different areas who are helping us with shaping the program that we're delivering. And the aim is to train and to educate SMEs, medical device SMEs, to provide them with the experience of manufacturing and the support and the advice around funding and regulation, etc. So that's our overall aim. So focusing in a little bit on the core of this, as I already mentioned, first thing to say actually at the top is our service is free for Scottish SMEs. So clearly this can be a big help for companies who are struggling for funding. Funding is always tight, so we're not charging, so it makes that much easier to engage with us. So we have technologists, Paulina Morawska and Mark Leonard, but we also have the academic manufacturing experts that I already mentioned, many of whom are working in medical device manufacturing. We have the facility. This is what a lot of the money that we've raised is developing a state-of-the-art facility with quite a range of different equipment, etc. We will describe that in a little bit, so I'm not going to go through that right now. We also have business development. You've met Robin Shields just now. We also currently have Graham Dixon providing business development support. And equally, the university's business development teams have been very helpful and supportive. So, progress to date then. The timing wasn't the best really for when we started. We started 1st of April this year. Clearly, everybody was in the middle of a sort of panic around what's happening with COVID and universities being closed, etc., etc. So we did experience some delays. We did start on the 1st of April, but there's some delays in terms of setting up our new facilities, etc. But despite that, we have directly engaged with, been able to support 7 Scottish SMEs to date. We've recently engaged with another 4 we're currently talking to about how we can support them. And we've provided various types of advice. The access to manufacturing equipment has been somewhat limited so far, but still we have some equipment which is already in place where we can do that. And we have a series of webinars planned. This is the first of those. This is a general introduction one, as you're aware, but other webinars will be much more focused on particular regulatory issues with medical devices or manufacturing technologies, etc. If people in the audience have particular things they're interested in terms of those webinars, please let us know about those. So just a little bit about what we've done so far, apart from interacting with those companies. We have a dedicated lab, which is being developed at the moment for the new equipment. Heriot University has provided the funding to refurbish that. And that's currently being done. We did start it just before lockdown, and then it got delayed, but now it's happening again. And we also have a dedicated meeting room for when we have customers coming in to use that. Picture of the lab doesn't look like much at the moment, but there was a lot of other equipment in here which had to be moved out, which we've managed to distribute around other labs in the university. So this will be our dedicated lab. We're going to strip out benching. We've got air conditioning just put in. New ceiling was just went in the other day. So it's all coming on and should be done within 3 or 4 weeks is the kind of time scale that we're looking at for getting that all ready. And finally, just to say we have a website, so please visit our website. It gives kind of outline information about the centre. We will be adding to that, for example, case studies from the companies that we work with as we're able to put those up. So I'd like to finish